A's Extra.
Welcome back to the Anglers Extra pregame show. The A's and the Harwich Mariners set to face off for the fourth time this season. I'm Josh Schaefer with Anglers manager Tom Holliday, and it's time for today's manager show. Coach, a 9-1 loss yesterday against the Brewster Whitecaps, and with a couple of the rainouts in between the games, it was 3 consecutive games against the Whitecaps. What were your overall impressions from last night's loss?
We wasted a pretty good start out of our starter, and we were that offensive ball club that was here about a week ago. You know, we're just that Jekyll and Hyde on offense, and that guy last night was pretty good. Okay, was he good enough to shut us out like that for 6 innings? I don't think so. And this far into it right now, where we're starting to settle into a pretty good groove. We get Gwynn back tonight. Maybe not having him in the middle of our batting order makes a big difference, but shoot, we went out and ran 2 or 3 off in the win column without him by just playing good offensive baseball. So last night we were in the tank again. And I can tell you this, when we play sloppy on defense, it seems to really show up on offense. Normally it's the other way around, but when we make mistakes on defense, we don't rebound from that. And we gave up, I don't know how many of those runs last night were earned, but between ugly base hits, which they had 7, and errors that we made, that was a really weird baseball game last night.
Yeah, 4 errors by your squad. The first time hitting 4 errors in a game this season. 3 of the first 6 runs for Brewster were unearned. You mentioned Gwynn getting him back tonight. He's not in the starting lineup for your team. What's the plan moving forward with Jamal?
He is now.
He is now.
I didn't know it. I didn't know that until the trainer gave him permission to take BP, and he said he felt nothing. So. Quite frankly, I got to get him back because we only have a 2-day break. You know, he's in the All-Star game, but I don't know. I'm going to recommend that he only play 3 or 4 innings. But now he's got to come back and start seeing the ball, you know, to get ready for Tuesday when we start playing again. So he says he's ready to go. They're throwing a lefty, lineup change. He's back in it, and hopefully it makes a difference.
So where do you have him sliding into the lineup?
I think I put him in a 5-hole, and I just dropped. I put Smitty in the 6-hole. I was going to catch Garza. He's got a sore hand, so Garza will DH. Smitty will catch again. I look for them to start a lefty and bring a righty right away. I think this will be a little bit more of a kind of a strategical game, if you want to put a term to it. And I will end up using my whole bench, and that's okay. That's okay because it's the last game before we do get a break, and people are starting to play games now. People are starting to aim pitchers. That guy last night, that's the 2nd time we faced him, and he's got us out pretty good, and he's a right-hander. So are we better against righties or lefties? Right now, I'm not sure. I got an analytical sheet that I'll have some fun looking at tomorrow because when we come back off this break, I'm going to try to settle in on lineup.
You mentioned that you want to use your whole bench tonight. Are you going to be eager to do that quickly, or are you going to base it off of situations?
No, I mean, I know one thing. If we're in it late, I mean, I want to play defense because I think that's our best chance to win. And quite frankly, our lineup right now without Terrell on the infield is our best defensive infield. And some guys have just shown, with the fatigue that exists around here right now, it's showing up more on defense than it is on offense. And that's a concern. We haven't played good outfield play, and we haven't been steady on defense on the infield. Now, that ballpark last night is a little bit different. And a couple of the guys came back and said, it's like Georgie, you know, he didn't even see the ball off the bat that one time that the ball went right by him at third. I believe him because that is a different background. And I don't know whether we play those guys again or not, but I hope we don't go there anymore because even though we've won some games there, it's not conducive to good defense. So we're kind of a pitching defense timely hitting team. So, you know, the better the field's manicured, the better we're going to play.
Your team does not go back to Stony Brook Field and Brewster unless you guys meet again in the playoffs.
Right. Well, that's a good note because that's an offensive ballpark. That's not a defensive ballpark. I'm trying to put it in a nice way.
Coach, appreciate your time. Good luck today against the Harwich Mariners.
You bet.
Well, it's been a pretty defensive series between these two teams this year. 2 of the 3 games have ended in shutouts. We'll throw things back up to Cooper Boardman for more on the Anglers Extra pregame show.